Hello, 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 hello. Here we are at episode 21 of the C Note. I'm your host, Cortez Ransom, where we keep it 100 and the real recognize real. And we also see you fake asses out there too, waiting for my very special guest, Miss Ramona Rideout. There she is right there. Yes. Okay. Any second. Waiting for her to come on here. Yes. Hey, how are
Hello,
you?
how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see
We,
you. Long time no see.
I know. The last time we saw each other, we were rehearsing for A Raisin in the Sun, and I was going to have the opportunity of sharing the stage with such a great, talented, powerhouse actress such as
I
yourself. I was ready to do
appreciate that.
that.
I
We're definitely
appreciate
going to
that.
get back to that. Yeah, you're welcome. We have here Miss Ramona Rideout. She is a professional actress from the DMV. Yes, she is. And she
I work
dedicates
this.
her time to educating the youth and empowering and uplifting the community through performance and teaching. She's also a bi-coastal acting coach, right? That's what you are, bi-coastal
Yes,
acting coach.
correct.
And you started acting with Ramona LLC, which is a monthly artist workshop. She is
Correct.
also, through her many years of hard work and dedication, she had the opportunity to work with Sony, Warner Brothers, and Marco. Is that right? Mario,
Macro.
Marco. Macro, that's what it was. Macro. I'm doing this all from memory. I'm not looking at any paper.
That's all right. You're doing
So,
great.
and, and you also have won some awards, including the NAACP award, and through the it's a playwright. Uh, what's it? The
It was a
Northeast, the
theater,
National
Northeast
Northeast.
Theater Festival. Yep.
Yes, yes,
You're good.
yes.
You're good. Okay, you are
Thank you,
good.
thank you, and you also you enjoy sharing your knowledge with other future thespians and so forth, and you believe that acting is life and life is acting.
Correct.
And here
Yes,
we
I do.
have Ms. Ramona Rideout, the great actress. I saw this clip that you posted of you going off on some brother. I don't know what it was from, some film that you were in, but
It
you really
was a
tore it
web
up.
series, I think called Lost Kings, the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you rocked that performance. You really
I
did. You were
appreciate
in
that.
that. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
And you're super dope, and I appreciate you for building this platform for artists like myself to come and talk and network and things like that. I think
hmm
it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm grateful to have you here and everything. So, how has this pandemic affected you?
The pandemic has been amazing to me. I just
Okay.
I can't begin to fathom all the gifts that I believe were brought to me through the pandemic. Um,
So
number
I believe I saw that the idea for acting with Ramona came through this whole situation or from this whole
Absolutely.
situation.
I was a teacher in Baltimore City for like 6 years,
hmm
and I was getting to the point, of course, I love sharing my gift. Of course, I just get
Right.
to the point where as though when I don't feel like I'm elevating or I don't feel like I'm helping others elevate and I'm just a pawn on the board,
hmm
I got to make some
Right.
moves because I can't stay that way. So,
Yeah.
when they did the layoffs because of COVID, it was shocking. I was like, we online. What you mean you don't need me? You don't even pay me to come in the building. Let me keep teaching. But I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? This may be a blessing because this door is closing and that means a bigger one's opening. That forced me to step outside of myself and challenge
hmm
my greatness because there's so many times where I look at people building these platforms, my friends, my family, people
Right.
that I admire in the industry. And I'm like, what can I call my own? I don't have children.
hmm
I don't have a husband. So
Right.
what can I call my own to the
hmm
point where as though I can leave a legacy behind and still empower the youth and still uplift the community and still educate through my
Yeah.
actions versus, saying, oh, I want to carry my legacy through a child. I want to do it through an
hmm
establishment that helps all children.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
The pandemic just
Ooh.
made me want to get up off my butt and start organizing stuff, because I'm like, when opportunities start closing, you have to create those opportunities for yourself. Okay.
Almost definitely. I believe in that. I believe in creating your own opportunities. Like I've told this story before, so I'm not going to drag it out. But when I was holding auditions for my next film, there was a brother who had went to the John Casablanca School for Acting and Modeling,
Okay.
and he was going to audition for my film. And he sent me this audition, and he didn't really like put any feeling into it. So I was trying to be patient with him. A lot of casting people would not be patient. They would be like, next, not even. But I tried to work with him,
Yeah.
and he was feeling down on himself because he's also trying to get into modeling. Now on his the pictures that he posts, the way he has himself photographed, he looks taller on his photographs.
Mm-hmm.
But he says when he tries to go do runway modeling, he gets turned down because he's 5'6". And I basically told him, don't let anybody stop you. Look, man, you can start your own modeling troupe. That's what I told him.
Absolutely.
I mean, short adults wear clothes too, and want to be fashionable too. So you shouldn't let this society tell you that you're too short to model on a runway. So that's what I was trying to tell him. So I'm all about starting your own opportunities and everything. So with the acting class, what makes acting with Ramona? Well, I already know it makes it special because you're running it. But what makes it different, special than any other acting class? The ones that just have you do these little simple exercises and the diction exercises and how now brown cow and niminy piminy and the big black bug with the big black bear. The normal stuff. What
Yeah,
makes
no, I
sure?
understand.
Yeah.
So I want to say the fact that it's relatable. It's not
Mhm.
something where as though you walk in and you feel like you're in a class, you walk in and you feel like you're a part of a family. And that doesn't
Yeah.
always differentiate a program, because a lot of people say, come in, you'll be our family, you'll be with us. But what
Hmm.
happens when you join Acting with Ramona, you come in, you get an experience. You're not paying for the service, you're enjoying the experience.
Right.
So what happens is everybody gets customized feedback. It's not like,
Okay.
it's going to be the same thing you hear Sally tell Joe all the time. Your feedback may
Hmm.
be different from Jimmy's, and I have to take that time to notice you and, make that
Right.
relation with you and understand you. So I want to say that Acting with Ramona is a platform and foundation for all that has been built by all, because it's not that I built it, we built it together.
Right.
So I'll say that the difference
Okay.
between my establishment versus others is this is a community establishment that was built by the community for the community.
All right, I like that. So I see that you're going to be bringing on the babies soon.
Oh,
You're going to be
yes.
teaching the children.
They were
Yeah.
so good. They blew my mind in the last one, because my last workshop
Hmm.
was acting with everyone. Because
Okay.
I've had people tell me, close friends or whatever the case may be, I get a lot of feedback about my
Hmm.
workshop. And somebody
Yeah.
said to me, Ramona, well, when the kids are there, you got to take extra time, and that could have been time spent on something else.
Right.
Check this out.
Uh-huh.
You're going to be in the industry, and guess what? You got child
Hmm.
actors. So you
Of
need to
course.
understand
Yeah.
patience, because you got to hide your frustrations from them, because being on set is stressful enough. So if you're
Hmm.
put in a scenario with a child, you now have some experience to work with a child. You know that you have to keep them
Right.
engaged. You know that their attention
Yeah.
span isn't that long, but welcome their creativity, but
And well,
guide it
neither
along the way.
well, neither are a lot of adults nowadays. A lot of people got the attention span of a flea nowadays. So
I'm telling you.
people get
So
distracted easily. Yeah.
with them being in there, it spawned me to, want to do something special for them, because they were so
Hmm.
engaged. And they do learn on a different level, but I want to treat our young adults as such. They're not children,
Yes.
they're young adults in training, you know?
Hmm.
And we've come from that. So we got to make sure that we stay connected, so we help each other on the way to the top, no matter the age.
Right. Well, I actually need to like whoever can play 12-year-olds. I need two boys that can play 12-year-old boys in my next film project that I'm looking for.
Acting
So,
with Ramona.
well, if you have two 12-year-old black boys, let me know. Uh, definitely. Uh,
I
and we
will
could,
send them your way.
okay. Okay, definitely. I need them like because I'm planning on trying to shoot this film in June or July. That's when it's going to be. So
Okay.
pulling everything together now, and I already have like the rest of my cast except for one person I did have, but I got to recast this one person. Um, yeah. So, what are some of the roles that you've done, or your favorite role, or the most
Well,
challenging role? All of that. Your most favorite one, your most challenging roles, all of it.
okay, so my favorite roles are dramatic roles. I'm told
Hmm.
I'm real dramatic, so it fits very well on stage.
Oh yeah, you were in that clip I saw. You,
So
I
uh,
was scared for that brother.
the crazy part about it is though, my favorite thing is comedy. I love to laugh
Okay,
and I love to make people laugh, but I think I'm better at being serious. So I guess I just gotta be serious
right.
sometimes.
You know what? I like doing comedy too sometimes, and people like find that shocking because I'm so serious all the time
Yep. And they put you
because
in a
of
box.
yeah, because of what's going on out here in this world, and and something just happened again last night, but I'm not going to get on what happened. You know what happened yesterday in Minnesota. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, a
Yeah, I
lot of people
stay
are
out
shocked.
of touchy subjects, whereas though I gotta give my opinion.
Yeah, well, I always give my opinion, but I'm not going to do that right now. But anyway, I gave it earlier. This
I
is about
understand.
you. This is about you right now. But yeah, people are shocked to know that I also do comedy, but people think that I'm only always serious or whatever stuff like that. Also, people who are the nicest in the world that are actors, the nicest actors in real life are really good at playing villains, they say, or playing so-called bad people. How do you
Yep.
feel about that?
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Because when you act, you're taking on personas that ultimately are inside of yourself.
Right.
It's just that society shuns upon certain things because of obvious reasons, of course. But all those characters come
Mhm.
from within ourselves. We're just not able to display them. So to be able to play
Right.
a bad guy is exhilarating for me because I'm like, oh my God, I get to tap into my bad side. Welcome to the bad side. So I'm excited.
Are you bringing on Dream Girls? Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Well, also sometimes being such a nice person because I'm a kind-hearted person,
You are.
and some people think I'm mean because I tell the truth about what's going on out here, but I'm not a mean person. I'm actually a very loving person. I'm very sensitive and caring, and I care about our people.
That's
But
right.
um, playing playing a bad person can sometimes also be therapeutic because for somebody like me who's always trying to be nice to everybody, and I don't cuss people out like I want to sometimes.
You get the
You get to
release.
you get to yeah, you get to release that through playing that bad person, the quote unquote bad person. You know.
Right. 'Cause, I mean, everybody's the bad guy in somebody's story, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I don't know if you want to talk about this subject or not. I know it's a personal subject, but it may help some people who might be dealing with the same thing. I know in your case, with your mom, things are going well, thankfully. Do you want to talk about it or?
So when talking about sensitive subjects, it's all about a matter of understanding.
Hmm.
Um, God has me regardless, and He has my family, and I thank Him for all the blessings that I have and all the ones that I'm going to continue to get.
Hmm.
We're dealing with I want to say a pretty trying time with my mom being in the hospital. She's been in there for over 38 days or so.
Wow. Okay.
She has been fighting. Cancer has been trying to take over us, but God has us, and it's a
Hmm.
continuous fight, uphill battle, and she's strong. So,
Right. Oh, I
as
see.
far as yeah, I was about to say, as far as updates goes, it's life. It's a continuous battle, and long as you have the support of family and love around you, anything is possible. So,
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, writing. Do you write, or you have any goal aspirations towards writing, or just sticking to acting and coaching acting?
I
And
believe. Oh, let me shut up. I didn't hear the rest of the question.
no, that's go ahead. Sorry,
Oh no,
you're
I was
fine.
gonna say like when in the industry at this point nowadays, you got to be a one man show or one woman show, however you want
Hmm.
to put it. So
Right.
therefore, I am my own administrator. I'm my own cinematographer. I'm my own curriculum
Right.
planner. I'm my own editor. I'm my own promoter. Like, I'm my biggest fan.
Wow.
So
Oh, you
everything
gotta
you
be.
that's what I'm so
Yeah.
everything you see on my page is literally me. Like, I have the
Right.
help of my friends and family around me, people who step in and like, Ramona, you're doing too much. You need to learn how to delegate. But
Well,
regardless,
you can depend on you. Can't always depend on
absolutely,
some people.
absolutely.
Right.
But I definitely depend on their love and support. But as far as
That's important.
writing, absolutely, I'm the writer too. I've wrote
Yeah.
poems, I've wrote plays for my kids, I've wrote a monologue. The
Hmm.
piece that you see me perform, unfortunately, I didn't get writer's credit for it, which I knew. It
Yeah.
wasn't like I didn't know I wasn't going to get writer's credit. But the series
Hmm.
that you see me in, and I'm going off and I'm fussing and I'm talking about the system and I'm
Right.
talking about the cops, I wrote that. So
Oh, wow.
I
That was good.
write.
I didn't know you wrote that.
I
Wow.
did.
Really
So
good. Yeah, I see we got a few people on here. Some people I don't know. I know. I see Pamela Rideout. Of
I
course,
do
that's
that. That's
uh,
fam. Look, we got fam in the building.
Kenya.
We got
Kenya.
friends on here. We
Yeah,
got followers of
Kenya
friends.
Chase.
Followers of
Yeah,
friends.
I know
Followers of
Kenya.
friends.
Yeah, Kenya Chase, who is a talented actress and singer herself. Um,
Oh, I
she's
see
also gonna.
Isla. That's my girl.
Yeah. Hey, Isla. She'll be a part of my film project. She's a great person as well. So a lot of talented people on here for
Absolutely.
real. Definitely. So I heard I hear you have a voice too. I heard you singing.
So I couldn't sing for a long time.
Oh, you
So
said
I
you
can
couldn't
hold
sing
a
for a long
tune.
time. What do you mean?
So
What do you mean
like
you couldn't sing for a long time?
I don't anybody who might know, I'm not gonna say his name, but I had this choir director. He was very good in Baltimore
Hmm.
County. I
Okay.
worked under him for a couple of years. He brought theater to the school. But prior to
Right.
theater being in the school, I'm an entertainer. So I thought that I was a singer as well. So, I used to try
Hmm.
out for his solos and he'd be like, right out,
Right.
sit down, stick to acting. And I'm like, dang, I'm gonna be able to sing one day. I bet you won't say that again. But so that's all. So I can hold a little tune.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you do better than just hold a little tune. I heard you. I heard something there. Stop playing. Stop playing, Ramona. You know you got
Hilarious.
it. Why is that hilarious?
Cause though, I mean, I'm totally all about it, but I just wish I was a singer where I could be like,
Oh.
I was a singer.
Oh, so you one of them people that like if you could sing, you would never shut up. Because I hear people say that they wish they could sing because they would never shut up.
What?
They would sing everything.
Would I? You'd be like, all right, Ramona, that's jukebox Rideout. Go ahead. All right. I'm telling
Every
you.
somebody asks you a question, you sing every response. All your
Like,
responses will be in
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I tell you, I do it. If I could sing, I do it.
All right, all right. You can do it though. I mean, have you
One
taken
day.
any voice lessons?
See what?
Have you taken any vocal lessons?
I have taken vocal lessons in the past. It
Hmm.
did help me. So I come a long way. I come a long way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Cool. So where do you plan to take, or how far do you plan to take acting with Ramona? Is it going to be like a branch of acting with Ramona in different states one day? You got a franchise of acting with Ramonas? You never know. That's what I know.
Right now, she's virtually everywhere. But yes, one
Okay,
day I
okay.
want to be a household name to the point where, as though the people who studied under me are able to now take that
Hmm.
reign and teach others, so that way we can continuously keep elevating. I don't want to do it by myself. I believe that we are a community. One make it, we all make it. So you
Right.
probably won't see Ramona in Los Angeles and Atlanta at the same time, but there will be two acting with Ramonas going on. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah, you'll train people to
absolutely.
be in those other cities. That's important, and having a great team is also very important. You got to have a
Yep.
good team around you to help get things done. And I know you said you're a one woman show and you do it all. You have to be able
But
to
I
do
do
that,
have the help of friends
but
and family.
you
We
have
cannot
help.
forget them.
Oh yeah, of course
Yeah.
not. Of course not. I am looking forward to. I don't know when it's going to be, but and it may end up being in a different location. But we got to get back to a Raising in the Sun. I'm ready to do that with
What?
you as Benita.
I'm
Yes,
excited.
me too. Yeah, definitely. Did you see the T-shirts yet? You got to get your T-shirt.
I do have to get my
Well,
t-shirt.
the new logo is the if you've seen the new logo, it's like puzzle pieces. And it
I think
represents,
I have seen it and I do enjoy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's like puzzle pieces, and it represents the different shades of black people, and we're fitting together. We're all connected. The different shades of black people, the different hues. And on the shirt, at the top of the shirt, it's like the puzzle pieces are separated,
Uh-huh.
and then the you see the logo with all the puzzle pieces put together, and on the shirt it says "Putting us back together, one play at a time."
Oh, that's
Um,
lit. That's lit.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all focused on trying to heal our people, heal the self-hatred that resides in a lot of our people, because of lack of knowledge and the lack of our true history and certain things are put in place in this society to get some of our people that do not like themselves or to not love their hair and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
We're all
Crazy
about
stuff.
trying to, yeah, we use the arts to not only entertain but to bring about that self-love within our people, which is very
Absolutely.
important because that that lack of self-love is the main thing that holds us back as a people. If we if we all truly loved who we were, we wouldn't be dealing with some of the stuff that we're dealing with right now. That's what
That's
I'm about.
yeah,
Mhm.
I totally agree with you. Also I want to add to it by saying that we are in a time where we're the change our ancestors were hoping for. So when
Yeah.
we have people around us who don't know how to love themselves, our job is to teach them
Hmm.
how to love. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's an uphill
Hmm.
battle for everybody. And you don't
Yeah.
necessarily know what their background was. So sometimes they might need a little bit of help.
I totally agree with that. How do you feel about mental health in the black community? I mean, I know this is a big topic now, people and saying that it's normally a stigma in the black community. But more and more our people are opening up to it. I think it also depends because I know for myself, um, if I was to go to therapy right now, my therapist would have to be somebody black. Only because of the stuff that we deal with, I would feel more comfortable talking to another black person about stuff that I deal with as a black man in this society. Um, you know, some things that I wouldn't be able to identify with other people outside of us, you know. And Taraji P. Henson has this whole thing going on now with black therapists and all. Are you aware of that?
I'm
What's
aware
your,
of movement of her and her progression. Not every
yeah.
detail, but I'm aware of movement and
Hmm.
progression. Um,
Okay.
how do I feel about mental health in our community? Is what you said.
Yes.
Um, I will safely say that I'm no doctor. I don't have a
Hmm.
doctorate degree, and I am not a psychologist. But from my understanding through my experiences, a lot of
Right.
labels have been given. So, and it's kind of like if you don't know what you don't know, how do you know what to
Right.
ask, right? So when
True.
information is provided in poverty, it's controlled information. So a lot of the
Hmm.
times they might say, "Oh, this child, because of what they've been through, this is why they act the way they do," right?
Right.
But instead
Right.
of understanding and helping people understand their emotions and how to navigate with them through
Hmm.
society, a lot of those things that are given as labels would dissipate, right? So,
Yeah. You're
as
correct.
far as my viewpoints on mental health, I do believe that everybody across the board needs some type of mental assistance. Do I believe that
Oh
all
yeah.
those labels given are correct? Absolutely not. We just need
Hmm.
to understand how to love one another and how to uplift one another without being selfish.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of
Oh, that's
those
very important.
mental
Hmm.
stigmas will disappear.
Wow. I totally agree. But
Yeah.
it's sometimes hard for people to let go of the selfishness or whatever. for some people. But is there something specific you want to talk about? I know
I
we.
Go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off. I was just saying I enjoy the platform. I'm enjoying answering the questions. These are good questions.
Okay. No, I wanted to know if there was something specific you want to talk about because I'm definitely trying to promote you and promote what you're doing and get people to come out to acting with Ramona, so forth. So
Okay, so I
yeah.
will say that acting with Ramona is
Hmm.
let me look at my calendar. April 25th. That is for,
Okay.
nutrition for the body and understanding how to take care of yourself while being in such a busy industry. And then
Hmm.
you have, let me look at my calendar to make sure that my dates are correct. And I am. So for May, you have, that's June. So we have May 16th is just for the children. I'm gonna do a
Okay.
acting with Ramona just for the kids because that was pretty dope. And I
Okay.
think that they could use some special attention and just work with each other for once in a while because you get to work
Right.
with other adults, but you want to know what it's like to work with your peers. And
Right.
then May 30th is for the adults again. So next month we have two classes, one for the kids, one for the adults. One more class for this month. There's still some seats
Hmm.
left, so you guys might want to jump in there and enjoy it while they're
So
open.
tell people how to reach you. How can they get in contact with you? Um,
Absolutely, that's smart. Follow me on IG if you don't already follow me at Acting with Ramona. Facebook is Ramona Rideout. TikTok, Acting with Ramona. Twitter, Acting with Ramona. So anywhere you can look and find me, it'll be Acting with Ramona and Ramona Rideout. So
mhm.
hopefully you guys follow the journey. Join us on our elevation to the top. This is a continuous plight. We don't stop.
So have you ever played a character that was like stressful to play? And if so, how did you handle that?
Yes.
I'm asking that question because I had to play this character before, like back in 2013, who was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. The play was set in the 1970s or the early 1970s, and he was a Vietnam vet, just came home, and he was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. He had what's called survivor's guilt, and he was haunted by all this stuff that happened in Vietnam, where even though he was a young soldier, he had like three or four men that worked under him, and none of them made it back home alive. He felt guilty because he made it back and they didn't.
Okay.
Also, he also has flashes back. He had flashbacks about the fact that he thought he saw a quote unquote enemy, and
Mm-hmm.
so he shot off his gun, but then he realized who he shot was a baby.
Okay.
Um,
Tough.
and he shot the baby's head off. So he's
Okay.
haunted by all of this stuff. And I had to play this role where my emotions had to be all over the place because I had to show a whole lot of different emotions in this play. Just not just the regular emotions like happiness and sadness, but also I had to show strength. I had to show vulnerability. I had to show, not being sure about things, and my emotions had to be all over the place. And it's like when I played this role after rehearsals, I'm not a drunk or nothing like that, so don't get it like that. I'm not an alcoholic, but it's like when I played this role after every rehearsal, I kind of needed a little drink, just to
No judgment.
bring me back down a little bit, because I had to be up there, because there's like some scenes in the play where I'm sitting there having a regular conversation with my best friend in the play or my wife in the play, and then all of a sudden I start seeing these flashes in the middle of a regular conversation. I had to zap out in the middle of a conversation and
Okay.
go off and stuff like that. And I enjoyed that because I enjoy playing a role where you have to really get into it and have all these different emotions and stuff like that. So how do you deal with that? You were going to tell me, but I cut you off. I'm sorry, but go
No, you're fine. You're fine. This is your world right now. I'm living in it. Okay.
ahead.
The toughest role I had to play was I want to say a mom who hadn't gotten the chance to really live her life for herself, and
Hmm.
she had to, she went and got an abortion, or she wanted to get an abortion, and her husband at the time, was kind of like aggressive about it, like, you can't go and
Okay.
have go get rid of my baby without me. And I had just literally before getting casted into this role had just went through one of the most traumatic situations of my life, one of the craziest relationships I had ever been in. And to have to flash back to, this aggression and these memories, it was really tough. But at the end of the day, you compartmentalize as an artist what you need, because there's going to be emotions everywhere. And because we're actors, our job is to live through our emotions so we can convey emotions for other people. Okay. So when I dealt with that character, I had to, I didn't fight anything within myself. I fully let myself be engulfed into that character. And I believe that with that, I use Stanislavski's method or Meisner. So those are people who take personal things and add them into their character. So I kind of didn't need method acting at the time. So I want to say that taking your personal experience and putting it into your character makes that character blossom. Because those emotions are real. When I'm crying, I talk about this. It's my life. This is my baby. You don't tell me what to do with my body. Those things hit really, really hard. So it's really dope.
I know because look, like I say, acting is becoming. You have to become. You have to put yourself in the mindset of that character. Some people think it's just playing pretend, but it's not. You have to actually feel and become and get into the mindset of that character. Like I played this role before, where I was asked to learn this role because, somebody kept dropping out of this play and I was already rehearsing for 2 shows at the time. And I was asked to learn this role and I'm like, I can't do it because I got something else going on. But then they found somebody else and the show that they was doing was running for 4 weeks, for 4 weekends.
Okay.
But there was one performance that the guy couldn't do. So they asked me was I willing to learn this role for that one performance. And I'm like, sure, I'll help out. I did not look at the script right away because I was rehearsing for another show at the time, but I only had like a week to learn this role. But when I did look at it, I discovered something that this character commits rape in the play.
Okay.
And he rapes his own sister. And that troubled me. And I said to the director, why wouldn't you tell me that there's a rape scene that's acted out on stage? And why didn't you tell me this? And he was like, he kind of laughed it off. I figured I'd just let you discover that on your own. No, he did that because he thought I might say no. And I probably would have said no, not because I'm afraid to do things that I don't like, because I had played characters before that I didn't identify with. This was a little deeper for me because I was not comfortable doing that because I went through some stuff as a child myself, being molested, touching inappropriately, stuff like that. So it was kind of hard for me to play somebody that has to commit rape.
Okay.
And gets his own sister. But since I gave my word and said that I was going to do this, I went through with it. I pushed my feelings to the side and I went through with it. Now, because I'm playing this person, I couldn't look at him as just a disgusting rapist. Because I'm playing this person, I had to humanize him in my own mind. Now, the way I did that is because in this play, the character talks about his father a lot. He looked up to his father. His father was a preacher, and he wanted to be a preacher like his father. The father's never seen, he's just talked about. Now, the father was doing this to his own daughter. The father was raping his own daughter. So he grew up seeing his father do that sick shit. And that's how he reconciled it in his head to do this stuff. And so, but when I came off stage from doing that scene, thankfully it was at intermission. When I came off stage from doing that scene, I was in tears when I went backstage from playing, because I took myself there emotionally and put myself in the headspace of that character, which was, but we got to do stuff like that sometimes. But I probably would not have done that role had I known up front that I had to do that on stage.
So I do want to say a few things in reference to that. As an artist, we are going to be put in situations where we have to make a decision. I'm
Right.
going to say, don't compromise your morals or integrity for anything.
Hmm.
And if you
Right.
do, find what your reasoning is and make sure it's valid, and then weigh out
Hmm.
what's more important. So, you know,
Well,
sometimes we take
the reason why I went through with it because I gave my word, and they didn't have time. They didn't have a whole lot of time to find anybody else because it was only like a few days away, right?
well,
And
let's be
they
honest.
lost.
Oh, no, I was
Um.
going to say, let's be honest. As a production company, your job is to let the people know who are playing those characters what your expectations are and see what their comfort levels
Hmm.
are, right?
Right.
So
Right.
when they made the conscious decision to cast you without making you aware of what your character was, your the importance should no longer be what's important to them. You know what I mean? Because you
Hmm.
weren't
Right.
considered in that moment. So I don't believe that you have to be very considerate in return. But,
You're right, but
I
I'm always trying to
understand
be nice
you.
to people.
I understand you.
Because I gave my word. No, see what it is that they kept losing people. Now I
Yeah.
don't know if this is the reason why, but they kept losing actors during the rehearsal process for this play. They lost like 3 or 4 actors during the rehearsal process. Now I don't know if that's the reason why these actors kept dropping out. That might be the reason why they kept dropping out. So this was like 2 weeks before the show, or a week and a half before the show, because I have a reputation of being able to learn a role fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they know I can learn the lines and I can learn the character. So he came to me, you know, almost less than 2 weeks before the show was supposed to open and asked me to do this,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then when I told him, I said, well, I can't do it because the same weekend your play opens, I have a show myself somewhere else. And so he was like, well, if we find somebody and they're not up to par, even though you can't open the show, can you finish it out because it ran for 4 weekends? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I'll help y'all out. So they went and they found this actor, a very talented actor by the name of Quincy Vick. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you've heard of him or not, but Quincy Vick is a very talented actor. Um, and they said, well, we got somebody, but there's one performance he can't do out of that 4 weekend. There's one of the shows he can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically stuck the script in my hand, and it was like, "Would you learn this role for that one performance?" And because I wanted to help them out or whatever, I said yes because they told me that the character was this wannabe preacher who looked up to his father, and you know they they said he was in his 30s. He wanted to be a preacher, and it was set in the 1920s or 30s in Memphis, Tennessee, and that he wanted to be like his father. And they said that all they said is that he had some troubles, but they didn't go into detail about his trouble. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
bother to tell me that they didn't bother to tell me that there was a rape scene in this play that has to
Okay.
be acted out on stage. You know, I had to find that out on my own to reading the script.
Okay.
And you're right. You're right. I should have backed out. I mean, I don't like to back out on people, but I should have considered my feelings first. I could have
Absolutely.
considered how that made me feel, but I was trying to keep my word to them, and I took myself through it, even though I was not comfortable with it. You know, but I don't
Right. And
normally
also,
compromise myself like that. Hmm.
to add into it, just for someone else who may be dealing with this type of situation, not
Hmm.
particularly this exact same situation, but in the reference of getting a character that you're uncomfortable with, if you
Hmm.
choose to keep going, then it is your job to dig into the mind of that character. Okay.
Right.
So
Hmm.
this is not just for you, this is for anybody watching, anybody who can take something from it.
Right.
If you receive a
Hmm.
character that is not relatable, you have to find a
Hmm.
way to do your research. Okay. So if
Right.
you're casted, I'm sorry, my cat is like he wants to be in the interview as well. But
Hmm.
if you're cast as a
Yeah.
rapist and you've never raped anybody, um,
Hmm.
so what you do at that point was you might look up some videos, you might see some interviews of rapists, you might go
Right.
to the prison and interview someone under under
Hmm.
guidances and things like that. But there's ways that you tap into your characters. For example, Holly Berry, she played a crackhead. She came to get
Right.
the audition for the role, and from my understanding and my memory from the articles that I've read, she came into the audition and they told her she was too pretty. You can't
Hmm.
play a crackhead. How you gonna play a crackhead or a junkie? You look like you don't know what that's like. Okay, cool. She said fine. She went out,
Yeah.
and I think she was like homeless for a week or two. Excuse my details or whatever, but she purposely put herself on the street came back to the audition without cleaning up and came back and was a new person. So they casted her as a role because what she did in an unrelatable character, she went out and she found information. She dove deep into the aspect in mind of a person who was homeless, who had been doing drugs. So not every character is going to be relatable. You'll find, like we find ways to relate because life has all types of people and we can't control what people are out there. So
well, that's why I said that's why I said that when I played that character, I couldn't, because I'm playing him, I couldn't just look at him as a disgusting rapist.
Absolutely.
I had to humanize him in my own mind, and I knew that in the story he looked up to his father, and he grew up seeing his father doing this to his sister, and that's how he reconciled it in his own mind that it was okay to do that, because he saw daddy doing that crap.
So yeah, we find our ways to relate to these crazy characters that are given to us.
Yeah. Because I talk about that also because that whole controversy that came out about that show The Chi, where the actor allegedly, I can't, what was his name?
I can't help you. I'm sorry, I have no idea.
No, he was on the show The Chi, and there was this big controversy, or they tried to blow this whole thing up about him not wanting to have a transsexual love interest.
Okay.
Because he had been on the show for I think 2 seasons, and then they wanted to introduce this new storyline where they were going to have his character in a romantic relationship with a transsexual.
Okay.
And he didn't want to do it. Now he never said anything rude or anybody. He never dissed anybody or disrespected anyone. He just opted not to do it. Some people had a problem with it. Like, why not? You disrespected, the LGBTQ people and all this and that. But that's not what he did. He didn't disrespect anyone. He just chose not to do that role.
I don't know the story, but I know for a fact that people are allowed to be and do whatever they want. Who cares?
And I made a post about that, and somebody jumped on my post like, well, why is it such a big deal? Why wouldn't he do it? He said, actors are just literally paid. They get paid to play pretend, right? And I'm like, hold up. First of all, actors do not get paid to play pretend. Acting is not just pretending. You have to actually, like I said earlier, you have to actually get into the mindset of that character. It's not just getting up there and reciting some lines.
Yep.
You have to put your whole self into it. Yeah. So anybody who feels that way, that it's just playing pretend, is obviously not an actor. And if they are an actor, they're probably not very good at it. If they think it's just playing pretend.
Come to acting
it's more
with Ramona.
Deeper than that.
I can help you.
Yeah. Help them out, Ramona. Help them out.
I'm here to serve.
This has been so good. I've been enjoying this conversation with you.
I definitely enjoy being here.
And I can't wait. I know I said it already before. I can't wait to get back on stage with you and everyone, and Miss Karen and everybody.
Yes.
Because we were going to light it up.
We got.
I was ready.
Still going to do that.
Oh yeah, we have to. We have to. I know we was gonna, because things were like coming together real fast, and we were going to postpone the show for like another month, which we needed. Because the whole thing was going on with the character Ruth, and Ruth showed up, and we had to have some steady rehearsal. But we're definitely going to do it again. We're definitely going to do it again. We were looking forward to doing it again. Most definitely.
Let me know. I'm excited.
Okay. So tell the people one more time before we go about Acting with Ramona and how they can find you again. You have to reiterate some things sometimes.
No, I totally get it. Acting with Ramona is a foundation platform for artists to come and build on the knowledge that they already have. My job is to give you the tools and techniques necessary to achieve a vibrant and fulfilling career of whatever your choice may be. Some of the dates that we have coming up, it's April, right? So April 25th, we have Nutrition for the Body in the Industry, because you work so hard, you need to take care of yourself, because that's your vessel. That is your money maker. So you take care of that. And in May, we have May 16th just for the kids. We have May 30th is back for the adults, called Perfecting Your Piece.
Mm-hmm.
You come, you receive customized feedback on your piece, and you take that with you wherever you go. We do other things. We eat, we have gifts, we network, and we have fun.
Oh, so you're doing something on a national holiday, May 16th. I'm just joking.
Look at me.
That's Janet Jackson's birthday. I have to be a big Janet fan. That's all.
Hilarious. So I was like,
That's
what
Janet
I miss?
Jackson's birthday. No, that's Miss Jackson if you nasty's birthday. That's all.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah, we were going to actually be on film together too, but we never got to do that scene with Black Oaks.
Oh, I don't even
Huh?
nothing.
You said you don't remember?
No, I remember.
Oh yeah, we were going to do Black Oaks, where I'm the judge and you were the prosecutor,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
Kanina.
We were all set to shoot one time, but the guy who was going to be the defense attorney dropped out at the last minute or something, and so she had to recast that role. But I talked to Miss Ross recently. I know she definitely wants to get back
I love Miss
to
Rose.
finish it. Oh yeah, she's the greatest. So we're definitely going to be finishing out Black Oaks. So I'm going to be seeing you on Black Oaks set sometime in the next upcoming month, and we're definitely going to get back to Raising in the Sun again.
Yes. Akomogasi.
Okomogasi. I can't wait to get my drunk on in that play again. Anyway, but thank you so much, Ramona. I love you, my sister. You're welcome. I love you, my sister, and thank you. Okay. Oh yeah. See, that slipped my mind. You talked earlier about I meant to say it earlier. You talked earlier about those jacked up relationships you had, but you got a good love in your life right now.
Hilarious.
You posted him all.
I just didn't expect it to come up. Look. No, I've got a pretty
I'm happy
good
for
guy.
you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. We've been talking for a while now, so
cool. I like that. I'm very happy for you both.
We appreciate it. Like, I'll tell him. We appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll be looking out for Acting with Ramona, and I'm definitely planning to attend one of these days when I'm able to. I'll be there.
And thank you.
I love you too. You're welcome.
See you later.
Have a good night, sister.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey, y'all. That was episode 21 with Ramona Rideout, professional actress and acting coach extraordinaire. Tomorrow night, I'll be back with a legendary actress, writer, director, and pastry chef who's originally from Baltimore. Well, she's used to be here in Baltimore. She's like a powerhouse here, a legend here in Baltimore from the Arena Players. And I first met her when I was a new kid on the block at Arena Players, Miss Jackie Terry. So I'll be here tomorrow with Miss Jackie Terry. And then, because this is my season 1 finale week, I'm here every night this week. So tomorrow is Jackie Terry. Wednesday is the internationally known actor, director, writer, producer, Nathaniel J. Ryan out of New York City. On Thursday is my partner in Royal Hughes Mellon and Manor, my Black theater company. She's an actress, writer, seamstress, hairstylist, director, Miss Tamika Addison. And then on Friday at 5:30 p.m. to close out my first season is going to be the legendary Mr. Troy Burton, who is a director, an artist, a writer. He's an extraordinary director. He's an entrepreneur. He owns his own record label. He manages the great singer Mesa Leach. He's her manager. So you don't want to miss it. So I'll see you all this week. I'll be back again tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. with Miss Jackie Terry. Love you now. Peace.